Hello, YouTube. Islam did it. He's double chance. JDM didn't want to let him get close, but Islam said, "I'm gonna get close. I'm gonna use Dagestani humping," and he got as close to him as he did in Jacuzzi. It was as close as in Jacuzzi, and he did tactical, the best humping the world's ever seen. He held JDM on the mat. It was close to another man for 25 minutes. I think the announcer said it was like literally 20 minutes of control time. He controlled JDM like he did in Jacuzzi. Um, but yeah, all joking aside, like he is the double champ, and it is impressive. He's in the GOAT status now, by beating JDM. But man, was it a boring fight. It was also it was like it reminded us of another fight. It reminded us of this fucking fight. It was like the Dreykus fight, where it's just like, yes, you won. You're a very good grappler, so good grappling, so good at hugging, but it's a very, very boring very boring way to win a title. Um, yeah, what do you think, brother?
Yeah, I mean, it was getting so ridiculous at one point. I think it was like round three when they were near DC, and like he was like winking at DC. They go, "You want me to throw him up in the air?" Like, he was kind of trolling JDM. But I got to give JDM his flowers too. Like he dodged like a million submissions. He didn't take much. Unlike Dreykus, that kind of just got abused. I felt like I felt like that's too good of a picture. I felt like at least JDM had trained to not get in the crucifix, to not get submitted by Darce. He had trained really well. I kind of feel like I wouldn't want to see this rematch ever. I don't think JDM would ever be good enough as a wrestler to get this done. Hey, you're in the jacuzzi too? Oh, like
Oh
come
yeah,
on,
I'm
bro.
there, you know what? I was end share screen.
But we always troll the Daggies, but they deserve it because all they do is like, I'm gonna hump you for 20 minutes and rub my balls on your butt. Like that's what they did for 20 minutes, and it was like I literally was pissed off. I was like, especially after seeing Shevchenko, Weili, which was the same thing. It was really, a hump fest, and I know all you Daggy lovers are gonna be like, oh no, you're just shitting on them because you don't like them. No, this was boring as fuck, and you all know it. So fuck you.
Yeah, because here's the thing, you guys. Like, Islam had a good game plan. He did the calf kicks to give him credit. He did screw up JDM's leg and it hurt his movement. But that's like the only damage he did to JDM pretty much was the calf kicks. He threw one high kick, but then it didn't really phase JDM, right? He hurt his legs and then he held him on the ground. He tried to do submissions, but as we talked about, JDM's very good at defending that, right? He had Craig Jones in his corner and training him, so Islam couldn't finish him though. So literally it was a Dreykus fight. I can't finish you on the ground. So I'm just gonna hold you. That's what he did. He just laid on top of them for 25 minutes. And it's like, yeah, you're double champ. But even the crowd was like, yay, like you're double champ. That was like, right. It wasn't exciting. So yeah, I don't like, it did prove that Islam's big enough for the weight class, right? Like he wasn't too small. Like he still has the good grappling, right? So he's probably gonna dominate the weight class as long as he stays strong. He might retire, he was saying. He did mention at the end that he's like, oh, eyelid for you, like come fight me at the well, he didn't mention him, but he said he wants to fight at the White House, which it might be Taporia. He didn't call it Taporia actually. Oh,
Yeah, I mean, speaking of that, honestly, this fight, I kind of feel like there's more to talk about post fight than there is, you know, the fight itself. Like I don't know about you, but I was getting super bored during the fight, and I kind of felt like JDM, I think you saw it too, where like his coach said something like, get that sour look off your face. I think it was like round four at the end of it. Like JDM looked like fucking defeated. And he had that look like he just knew it was over. And it was kind of like his coach was doing the Leon Edwards, like, don't let him bully you, son. Like, don't, he was kind of trying to like gas him up, but it was just too little too late. Like there was nothing he could do.
yeah, you're right. By round three, he had a look of defeat on his face, and he JDM, like he didn't look like the fighter he was with Bilal. Like he didn't even try to throw punches. Like he threw one combination the whole fight. It was like a four punch combo, and like it hurt Islam a little bit. Like it was like something, but he was so scared of the grappling. He was kind of like the deer in headlights, where he's like, I don't want to get taken down, so I won't throw any punches, right? But it's like you're not going to win with the grappling, so throw your punches, get taken down each round, but like throw your punches, maybe you'll knock him out. That's his only chance, right? But by round five, he just like kind of given up. He didn't get submitted at least, right? And then he even just left right after the fight, didn't do an interview, right? Because we were like wondering, like, were you injured before the fight? He kept grimacing on the ground, but maybe that just like his calf was destroyed. We'll probably hear more later. But to give Islam credit, he is a goat. I do like Islam. He's a funny guy. It's just a very boring. For the fans, it was very boring, right? Like it's he tied Anderson Silva's record. I think it's 16 and like fights, winning them in a row, right? So like it's an achievement. It's just a very boring way to do it.
Yeah, and you know, to that point, you know, I kind of feel like it's pretty much I'm showing it on the screen now. This is kind of what's more interesting to me. Like, I think it was good that he won because there's two fights or three fights he could do. He could do Ilya, to your credit, of like, hey, come up to 170, I'll fight you for legacy. He can also do um Suzuki and can move up to 170, present potentially Armin. And then what I'm showing now, Chimaev, oddly, I feel like this is the only fight to make at the White House because it would just blow the socks off everyone. And also, it's like two daggies. Like it's like for once we might see a striking battle because they negated each other's wrestling, kind of like a Usman Covington, where you're forced to strike because both people can wrestle, so it's a waste of your time. Like honest, and then it's legacy for Islam as the first triple champ, and its legacy for Chimaev to take on like a pound for pound king. I don't
Do
know
you
what
think
you
he can
think
make
about
that
that.
weight? Is Zhang gonna go up? Cause is DC gonna be his nutritionist? And it's like chicken wings, brother. Like, like he probably could. I mean, I think he said he had to cut like 5 pounds for this weight, so like he could maybe go up, but he maybe doesn't want to deal with that. That's actually a hard fight, right? Like it would be interesting. Like, like people will make the argument, dude, why are you shitting on Islam? Like blame JDM for make a boring fight because he couldn't get out of it. And fair enough, right? Like if JDM was better at getting out of it, it wouldn't have been so boring. But like still. Like I give Islam credit, he's not as bad as Bilal. He's not as bad as like Almeida that just like literally lays on him and refuses to throw a strike. Like Islam tried to strike a little, right? But he realized it's just easy cakewalk on the ground, so he just held him on the ground, right? But still, it's always gonna be boring. But I don't know. Did you see that Taporia has a tweet about it? I can show that brother. But
I did see
Taporia,
something, but show that because I think it's a good troll on these guys.
yeah, Taporia. Uh, He says Jack needs an entire camp dedicated just to wrestling. What a disappointment of a champion. You should go to Georgia to learn something. Islam, you need something you can't train, emotion. You're the most boring thing in this game. Every day I'm more certain I put you to sleep. Like, honestly, like he's got a point on both things. It's like I mean, I thought JDM could win it, and I still think we were right. Like he showed the grappling. He made it a decision, right? That's rare against Islam. Who's done that? Volkanovski. Who else? I don't even think of anybody recently, right? Even Dustin got finished, right? So like Jack still did very good in that regard, but didn't win the fight, right? If you can't get up, you're not winning the fight. So like I mean, Taporia, to give him credit, he's way more entertaining, right? Well, he finishes every fight, like pretty much. Yeah, I think he went to decision with what's his face, the Team Alpha Male guy, Josh Emmett, right? Or what? Yeah, I think that's like it's like a rarity too. But yeah, so Taporia and Islam would be the most sensible, exciting fight in my opinion, because that Taporia kind of hides his wrestling. How good is his wrestling? We're not really sure, but he has that Georgian wrestling background. So if it's as good as we suspect, he can win it with a knockout, right? He has like the one hit knockout power. So to give Islam credit, he showed he's levels above of like Bilal, right? Like his wrestling's that much better than Bilal. That JDM made Bilal look silly a little bit, but Islam made JDM look silly. What do you think, brother?
Yeah, I mean, it's sad that I hate to admit it, you daggy fucks, but I actually I am glad Islam won only because it sets up the White House. It sets up all this other stuff. Because if JDM wins, Islam might retire, or maybe there's a rematch. It kind of like puts both divisions in a weird spot. But now Islam's happy. I want the White House card, and I think Dana will oblige. And the reason Dana will oblige is Islam doesn't pull out, unlike most of the Dagestanis. Even
Yeah,
Khabib
give
was
give
able
him
to
the
pull
fight.
out.
He will actually fight. Like John Jones is like a little flake, and Conor, same thing. They're both retired, but now we want to be in the White House, but maybe we don't feel like a woman. Like, hey, I'll show up and then like cancel. I wasn't feeling good. Yeah, so yeah. That's I hope
You're
that fight
right.
happens.
You're absolutely right. And here's the thing, you guys. I think Islam retires after the White House card, right? If he wins that, that's one problem with that. I think let's say he fights Chimaev or he fights Ilya. If he wins it, right,
Well,
what more is there
if he
for him?
did, you can't fault them. It's not like Khabib that has a bit of a padded record and didn't really, he has the 29 and 0. He never like got bloodied and barely lost a round, but his title defenses weren't that impressive who he fought, right? They were all like strikers. He fought three strikers, right? Islam's fought all different types of specialists, like jiu-jitsu specialists. He's fought other grapplers, right? I would have liked to see him fight Armin, but I feel like he would win that too, because Oliveira almost submitted Armin, right? Like so yeah, like I don't blame Islam if he retires soon, right? He'd go out as like one of the goats. Like it's between him and John Jones basically right now. Arguably, possibly he's passing John Jones, you know? Um,
He passes John Jones if he fights Shemaevs and wins. I mean, first triple champ,
yeah,
you're goaded.
for sure he would. But, like that'd be crazy. First triple champ, that would be nuts. He could do it. He could do it maybe. But yeah, Daggy versus Daggy, steroids versus steroids. Like who wins? I don't know.
And dude, and then they get to like fuck
No,
a
you
goat
know what?
after
I
him.
take that back. He needs to cut down to Rob's class and fight Rob, all right?
Yeah, it's kind of like the Georgians are the anti-Daggies right now. Like, remember,
What are they
Marab,
different?
right? It's like they're the other side of the mountain. They're from the darker side of the mountain,
The
and I
demo
kind of
goes all
feel
down to
like
Georgia. Oh, that's the wrong Georgia.
but that's the thing. Ilya could be the antidote. So it's kind of I really hope Dana books it. I think Dana would book it. I think Ilya would want to be on the White House card. I mean, percentage chance. I think Chimaev's a little bitch boy in a lot of ways. Like he might not want this fight. He might try to dodge this fight. So I kind of honestly
Well, he
believe
fights like
that
once a year or two, and he's always like sick with something, right? So he
yeah, he
can't.
pulls out little
Islam
daggy
shouldn't
pullout
have on
arms.
that fight really, because like he rarely shows up.
Agreed. Yes, I don't think you could put Chimaev on that card. I think here's the thing, you guys. I think you put the heavyweights, you put Aspinall, and you put Gon as the head of the card. You put, Ilya in Islam, and then you could fill out the card. But I kind of feel like if you put Islam versus Ilya on that card, it is fucking nuts. Like that's a huge fight. Like I think Dana, Uncle Dana, please, please, Uncle Dana.
Yeah, that could be.
Yeah, that's all I have to say about that, unless you got anything
'Cause,
else.
yeah, we were looking forward to this card. We're like, oh, this main event's gonna probably be pretty good. But you knew it could be some grapplingness. But like I thought, at least if Islam got him with the grappling, he'd finish him and it'd be like entertaining. But Jaden was just good enough to postpone, the victory. But yeah, I guess we'll move into yeah, with yeah. Is there anything else to say? I don't think so on that. It was kind of boring. It's just like, yeah, good for
Yeah,
Islam. We will admit, good for Islam. Right? He's one of the goats.
yeah,
Okay,
fucking
well,
Islam. Like I unlike Khabib, I can't say he has a padded record. I can't talk shit that much on Islam, right?
yeah,
So it's kind of
Islam's proved himself. It was just a very boring fight. But to be fair, most of his fights aren't boring, right? This was one that was.
yeah, it was almost worse than Shemaya, but
But yeah, this is a representation. This is stolen from Reddit, but this is a representation of how the card felt. It kind of we'll get to it later. It started off kind of exciting and like, whoa, this may be an amazing card. And then as we got to the Weili Shevchenko fight and then Islam, that is how it went. It just became literally this image is more entertaining than the whole fight. Like, I mean, not really because not that hot. Like she does Weili looks like a dude. She's on roids, um, but yeah, like this was the fight, guys. This is if you skip this for a bathroom break, you were a wise man. This was 25 minutes of Shevchenko just holding Weili down and trying to get a crucifix or submission, but not able to complete it. And then Weili had no answer for it. But this was actually, honestly, this was more entertaining than the Islam fight, sadly, because Shevchenko, she did a bunch of body shots to Weili. She like kicked her in the body. She actually hurt her body like a lot. She like kneed her in the stomach. She dropped her with a knee. Like she tried to head kick her. She like threw more strikes than were thrown in the whole Islam fight, sadly. But this was still a snooze fest. It was like I was like looking at my watch, getting snacks. I did go up and use the bathroom, as we predicted, bathroom break fight. Um, but a championship level bathroom break fight. But But yeah, what do you think about this one, brother?
One thing I'll give them was I don't know if you noticed it, but Shevchenko did a lot of shoulder strikes. In that she kind of looks like she's doing it right there. Like she
Yeah.
did a lot of like little like short, hard shoulder shots to her face. I don't know if you picked up on that.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, rather than
and
laying on her, it's something, right? It does a little bit of damage.
here's the thing, you guys. I think Weili actually reacted to it at one point. She actually put her hand over her cheek to block it, and then Shevchenko hit her with a shot in the forehead because like she was blocking the
Yeah.
shoulder strike. So
Pretty
it
smart because you
actually
got her to move and change her like guard and blocking, right? So that's very smart. Shinchenko's
exactly.
it's like they're both good martial artists, though. I'm not like actually shitting on both of their skill levels. Joe Rogan and the announcers did point out because Zhang went up a weight class. She did look tiny compared to Shevchenko. Like it matters a lot. She has little short, stubby legs, right? Shevchenko's long ones. So even like her guard, she could like barely grab onto part of one of Shevchenko's legs, right? It's just like she's not long enough to like even do anything, right? She just on the ground got dominated. And she did that. Rose Namajunas did the same thing to her, right? She had like a longer body and she just like dominated on the ground. So she needs to move down to her weight class and stay there really is what was shown, right? Maybe she will. I never want
She
to see
will.
that. I don't want to see her rematch. I don't ever want to watch that again.
Agreed. Although here was one thing that worked. So that shoulder strike, I thought this was interesting. Islam did the same shoulder strike to JDM. I feel
He
like he
learned.
picked that. He learned from it. That was the one interesting thing because I've never seen Islam do a shoulder strike on the ground. But like JDM had been doing so much blocking that he couldn't get another strike in. So that was the one silver lining of this fight. And they're both kind of roided up, so they both kind of look dudeish. So you didn't get Mackenzie's darn hot ass for an
They're no
element,
like
and then
not even that to keep you entertained.
right? So it was like you're watching kind of two roided dudeish look, kind of two dykes fighting in the parking lot over over a woman. Like it was kind of like a weird like fight. And then I felt bad for Welly because, like you said, she was tiny. She's getting like big sistered, like little
Yeah.
big sister, little sister getting thrown around, like just getting bear hugged and
It was
dropped to the floor,
essentially
just like
it was just the same fight as Islam JDM. She's good enough to not get submitted, not good enough to get up. Here, 25 minutes of that, right? Like, if you saw 5 minutes of either fight, you saw the whole fight, like pretty much.
and here's the thing, you guys, you 17 subscribers. I fucking suffered through this fight for content. So I was like fucking pissed because I'm like, I could have taken a
Yeah,
break.
subscribe. If you like your content, subscribe. Continue,
Yeah,
continue.
like and subscribe, you fucks. But I suffered through this. And I'm really mad at our previous take because we're like, oh, yeah, we're watching women's MMA fight because these
We
are
gave it a
real
chance
fighters.
mistakenly and I didn't take a shit. I only took a piss, all right? I'm like, let me go watch the fight. Maybe something interesting will happen. Like
Yeah, I
Shevchenko,
rushed
he
back.
did a spin kick, right? It almost landed. Like, I don't blame Shevchenko, right? Like, Weili actually has some power, but she has little short, stubby arms. So like, why not just like hold her down if it's so super effective, right?
And I felt bad for Welly because you could tell she's like a nice person. Like even in her corner, she's taking the advice. Even her coach gave up when coach in the fifth round was like, "Hey, try a takedown on her." Like they were just getting desperate. And then
Uh,
Welly tries, and Rogan's like, "I don't know why you'd give that advice. That's
that's terrible,
stupid."
right?
But
That's like with Tony Ferguson when he's like getting his ass beat against Justin Gaethje. His coach is like, try that. What's it called? It reminds me of like the sushi. It's like a Mari roll or something like that. Where you like do
yeah,
well to try to grab the ankle. It's like ridiculous, right? He's like, try it, try anything, right? But yeah, it's yeah, I like Weili too. Like in defeat, she was like, I'll get better. You knocked me down and I get up again. Da 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 da. Like basically, she said that. Like you gotta respect her. Like it's just like her frame was too small for the weight class, right? She's got to go back down. Yeah.
she's got to go down. Then that's just sad for Mackenzie Dern because big booty Dern's got big trouble coming her
Oh
way.
yeah, that was the thing. Rogan was like, "Uh-oh, Dern's probably sweating a little bit. Like, uh-oh, she gonna come back down because Dern's gonna get destroyed probably by her." Um,
Dude, well, Lee's gonna strap on fuck that big booty when she goes back down to get her strap back.
I mean, maybe she'll extend the fight just on purpose to enjoy Mackenzie Dern. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. It's pretty much it on that fight. I think, unless you got something else, brother. Um,
Agreed, brother. That's it.
Yeah, the next fight was like all right-ish. It was part of the parts of the fight or the card that was like promising. We're still in the at that horse picture, the fully drawn in stage. And that was Morales versus Sean Brady. And they both had they're both like 18. One was 18-1, one was 18-0, like both really good. And Brady only lost to Bilal Muhammad. So I was kind of rooting for Brady. There's so few American fighters that are any good nowadays, right? So it's like, oh, come on, let's have one, right? But it became apparent that it wasn't looking good. The Morales' reach was like, was it? I think it was 7 inches more than. I think he had 79-inch reach, so which was
It was
crazy. And when you
80 inch.
saw, yeah, well, it was like, yeah, it was like 79 or 80, and he had like you can kind of see it in this image, like his arms are like freakish. He was like across the cage, and he just like does a jab and breaks like, ow, like how'd that hit me? Like, and he he had this funny stance. You could see in this picture, he's about to, he's like holding in a poop. He ate some Taco Bell, um, but like, we were making fun of it. But it was tactical, and like he talked about after the fight, there's like, yeah, I knew Brady's gonna go for a takedown, so he's doing that to shift the center of gravity, which is smart because now if Brady shoots for a takedown, he kind of has his arms ready to already grab him and stop him, and then his butt's out. Um, but yeah, like Morales knocked him out basically, right? He used his reach, he had power. It was an entertaining fight. It was quick too. I think it was the first round, I believe. But yeah, what do you think, brother?
Rather well. I didn't know this before the fight. Apparently, Morales is undefeated.
He's
So
18
this is
though.
kind of yeah, like it's a kind of a like he was asking Dana for a title shot, which I think he should probably go through one more, but I could see him as a backup, and he has that John Jones 80-inch wingspan, like you said. It was an Sean Brady's no slouch. I mean, he got knocked out by Bilal to your credit in previous takes, but I was surprised that he just basically like walked him down and knocked him out. And like he kind of had a sus stance and he has a heart in his hair. He kind of, we don't have no John Jones gay is proof sort of situation here, but he kind of had a grapey stance. Like, I'm going to come put it in your butthole, baby. Like, he had this little
Yeah, he
stance
he
going the
did.
whole
We
time.
kept, my bro and I were talking when the fight was happening. There's just multiple things. They're just like he like had the looks on his face, or like I joked like when we finally heard him talk when they put the mic to his mouth, I thought he might just go, 'cause like he had the pink jacket at the presser, the heart in his hair, and like there's just multiple things he was doing. We're like, our gaydar is going off, but nothing proven, nothing's wrong with it either. It was just kind of funny. Um,
Something is proven. You
yeah,
called
and
it
then the
out during the
stance
fight.
too. Like we're like, what is that stance? Like it reminded us like Ian Gary when like he's in like corner with it, like he's like, ugh. But sometimes it's a tactical sus stance, right? So it worked for him, right? He knocked him out. So
We are the
he's from
best
Ecuador. We thought
gay
he was Brazil. We're like, oh, he's a Brazilian. No, he's from Ecuador. Also wanted to point out, but yeah.
we're the best gay investigators in the for the side of someone's gay in the MMA community. So he's under review. We don't have proof. John Jones is already case closed, but Morales is like he's a
He's on
little sus because
probation,
he
yeah.
like he rubbed his lips on
Oh yeah.
Sean Brady's shoulder.
He hugged him twice, and he did like the Adesanya, like oh, like he put his, you're right, he put his face and his lips like kissing his shoulder, like that's what Adesanya did to Pereira. He's like oh, he did to Dreykus too, like oh, like it was weird. It's just like all those things together. It's like, but he's a good fighter, right? He's a good fighter. He's knocking people out. Like he probably could get a title shot next, or maybe one more fight. But yeah,
Yeah, on as much as I hate to admit it, he could be champ with that 80-inch reach. He had great, Sean
you
Brady's a
know what's
great
funny? That
grappler.
reminds me, brother, that he reminded us of John Jones, his facial expressions, right? We'd be looking around like, and he has the long reach like John Jones, even like the build, like you were saying with that reach, like he could be a problem though.
He's a huge problem. He's got power. He what I was more impressed with is Sean Brady is an amazing. I mean, he took down Leon Edwards, threw him on the ground, submitted him, and Leon's no slouch in jiu-jitsu or grappling. He took on Usman the second fight and third fight and wouldn't get taken down really. So for him to like defensively keep Sean Brady off of him, I mean, as much as I hate to say it, this sus guy impressed me, I'll be watching his fights.
Same. I didn't know much about him before this, but yes, he impressed us. Good fighter.
Yeah, I'm watching.
Pretty much all we got to say in that, I think. It was a quick knockout, basically, and like, yeah, we'll move to the next fight. It was Carlos Prates and Leon Edwards, and let's see, we were rooting for Leon Edwards a little bit, right? Like, don't bully him, son. Boom, headshot. We were hoping he'd make a little comeback, and Leon Edwards had a good first round. Like he was winning. He like was smartly game plan wise. Was like, oh, this guy's got power. Let me grapple him. He took him down. He almost like he got on his back he got close to a choke, but time ran out. Um, but second round, like it was interesting though. Prates was like talking trash to him when they were grappling too, and he had this expression on his face. It was pretty funny. And then Leon was like hitting with little rabbit punches, and he just had that face like, yeah, like his little silly mustache. Reminds me like I don't know what that mustache reminds me, like the mop leaf guy or something. It's like it looks funny. But anyways. But yeah, once the second round came around, he was talking trash to Leon too, and like even the announcer was like, Leon does get emotional. I think it affects him. And like right after that, he got knocked out. So and we crapped on Prize a bit because he smoked 8 to 10 cigarettes on fight day. He has said and, like he smokes all the time. It does affect his gas tank, but like he showed in this fight, well, if he knocks him out in the first round, that doesn't matter. But if he has to go 5 rounds like Ian Gary, he struggles because his gas tank goes. But like, yeah, he's a good fighter, got knockout power. Probably should still stop the smoking. But yeah, he did good. Leon Edwards is kind of in a rough spot now, like on the losing streak. Lost to Brady, lost to Bilal, lost to Prates. Like he's kind of, I wouldn't say washed, but he's maybe like now he's kind of like the journeyman or the gatekeeper type. He's kind of like he's become Usman. Like Usman was at the top, and then he keeps losing fights. But maybe we'll climb back. What do you think, brother?
Well, getting back to what you just said about his little smoking, I know our supporters gave us a bunch of shit on this, but fuck you all. It's still a bad idea. And here's the thing, you guys. I don't think he makes it does well in a 5 round fight. He has his power, but will he survive like an Islam gay Dagestani hump fest? I don't think so. I think he'll be gassed the fuck out. He almost got finished in the first round or second round. I think it was first round where Leon was on his back. Like if
Yeah.
it had gone,
We
like
did he
if
did
that was
gas out
happening in the
in
fourth or fifth
the Ian
round.
Gary fight with the fifth round, right? So you're right.
Yeah, he was gassing in the third. So yes, I get it. A lot of people
You're
do
right, third
smoke
round.
that fight, but I think why would you unoptimize your cardio? Like I just feel like I mean I'm impressed. I was impressed. I'll give the man his flowers. He knocked him out. He landed a straight left, I believe, right up the pipe. Fucking he was out. He got
Oh,
another shot in, but he knocked him one punch power out. And Leon, that's he's never been knocked out before. I mean, the guy's never been knocked out in the UFC. I don't know about his amateur career, but for sure he's never been knocked out in his UFC career. So that shocked me. And he called it. He had him on his phone and his face, and he was interviewing Nina Drama. Nina Drama was like, "Oh, why do you have Leon Edwards as your wallpaper?" And he's like, "Oh, I have him here until I knock him out." And I was like, "Oh, this fucking guy." But you know what? Fuck. I give my, I give shit, but I gotta give flowers. So fuck. The
was he
guy did
making
it.
calculations because he's a fighting nerd? He's like, meow, I have him on my phone. I have to calculate how to knock him out. But yeah, we shit on him a bit with the smoking. We're still right to be honest. But he made it work for him. He won. Props to him. Sucks for Leon.
And as much as I hate to admit it, Carlos Prates could be champion. Hear me out. He could be champion if he doesn't come up against a Daggy style wrestler, or even an Ian Gary. Like if he's at the top and he can get that early finish. But Ian Gary kind of already proved you can survive Carlos if you just kind of play the daggy hump game, you can get around it, right? So it's kind of like he could be champ, but he needs to get that knockout kind of thing.
Yeah, but like I don't know, the guys at the top are rough matchups for him. Who do you got? Now you got Islam. He's not being Islam. You got Yeah, you got JDM's a tough fight for him. I think JDM could beat him. Even Ian Gary, right? Like, and then Shavkat, if he ever like heals up, right? I really wish Shavkat comes back and fights. Like him versus Islam would be a great fight too. Or anybody, JDM
Yeah.
will fight. But yeah, he's got a lot of tough competition up there, but he's got knockout power. So he could even land a punch on any of them and take them out too, right? But yeah, but if it goes to he got tired, you're right, at the end of 3 rounds, not five. But so imagine five, right? Like he'd be really gassed. Um,
And here's the thing, you guys. I could just see him on like round number three smoking in his corner while he's getting advice, or he sneaks a cigarette into the ring and like Herb Dean has to say, "Hey, smoking while you're fighting." He's like, "No, bro." Like I could see something stupid like that happening.
Smoke. I smoke, therefore I am. Yeah, he really loves smoking.
Dude, here's the thing, you guys. And I didn't say this last time, I believe. I could kind of understand you're smoking a lot of the days, but at least like you're smoking on fight day. Like, come on, can you take one fucking day off? Like,
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
I agree, but then they probably like withdraw and their butts get hurt, right? If you're, not to offend people that smoke, but like I get it a little bit. You have like withdrawal and like you'll be all cranky, right? And wow, wow, with my cigarette, right? So I understand that a bit. You're already addicted, right? You kind of can't help it. But like, oh, but our point's still right. Stop. It's hard to quit, I know, but you gotta stop. You're a professional athlete. It's like if I'm Lance Armstrong and I'm about to do Tour de France. I'm like, but my bad habit is like I like to take out a little hammer and smash my kneecap because it gives me a high. He's like, yeah, he might still win, and he's a better bicycle rider than I would have been, but why hurt your chances with something stupid? That's all our point is, right? It's like at the top level, you don't want anything that could hurt you, right? In your gas tank and your cardio and your lung capacity, right? But yeah.
But here's the thing. He might be like Popeye, where Popeye eats spinach to get strength. Maybe in a weird way, he has some like I guess the recipe to knocking a guy out is to fucking talk shit, smoke cigarettes, and
I mean,
like
he's a fighting
wear
nerd.
nerdy glasses.
Yeah, maybe he calculated, actually smoked grape for long, yeah. But yeah, it
It
was a
gives
good
him
fight.
strength.
It was a good fight. We'll give him his dues. Good knockout, right?
And,
Um,
and to our haters, I have done some research. Admittedly, there is research that says that tobacco does temporarily raise testosterone levels. So oddly, there is one benefit, which was I was surprised to see. So, there is like one benefit apparently.
well, if he smokes weed and that raises your estrogen. I don't know. He has, but yeah, not to offend all you potheads, but it's true. Look it up.
Nice.
Yeah, but I don't have anything more to say on that fight, brother.
No,
I
that's
think
good
that's
for
about it. It
Prates.
wasn't what? I mean, it's one round or no, second round knockout. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want to shit on him too much because I mean he shut our asses up. He did.
Yeah, that's the thing. We're fair. We shit on people when it's deserved, like the smoking thing, but if you win, we'll begrudgingly give you your dues, right? If we though, like I said in the last video, I wanted Leon to win, right? But like, he lost and it's not looking good for him in the future unless he like mentally, I think he's not anywhere. He's champ, he's at the highest high, right? He's got money, right? It's kind of like he's probably doesn't care. He doesn't probably train quite as hard anymore, right? But yeah, we'll go in the next fight. The next fight was Beneil, Dariush, and Saint Pedis, or what's his actual name? The Frenchie,
Saint Denis.
Saint
Saint
Denis.
Denis.
So yeah, like we wanted Vernil to win. At least I did. I don't know about you. Maybe you hate American, you want France to win. But yeah, because Vernil Dariush trains in Southern California. He's from Iran, his family and stuff. But we want him to win. He used to look really good, but even the last video I said his chin has been looking suspect, right? Like Armin knocked him out, Oliveira knocked him out, and even before that, he'd always get rocked a bit, but then like fight through it and knock the other guy out. But now it just seems like his chin is going, so he can't do that anymore. And he started this fight. He did a good knee. I forget what else he did. He did some good work in the few seconds he was conscious. But like then Duplessis just KO'd his ass quite quickly. It happened so fast. It was in like 5 to 10 seconds. Like we'll have to look it up. I don't know if he beat any records, but it was so fast. Like we're like yeah, the main card's starting. We're all hyped, and it's like oh, I was like holy crap, it's over. I didn't see what happened till the replay happened. And like Bernil, he fell like straight in his face. It was like kind of comical. I feel bad for him. Like, but then he like kind of woke up. Was like, no, why'd you stop the fight? But then they showed the replay. He was out, and then the Frenchie landed another follow-up shot. Right, he was out for sure. Right, it was a good stoppage by Herb Dean actually. Because to the audience, it looked a little early, but Herb Dean saw like he was completely out. You can see it in this picture, like he like face planted, right? So impressive work by the Frenchie. Give him his dues. What do you think, brother?
Yeah, I feel like Dariush has the opposite Oliveira problem. Like he's a family man, but like it's distracting for him. I think he brings his kids to the fights. He's really not that there's anything wrong with being a family man, but there is kind of an element of like you have to be dedicated to the craft. So I kind of feel like
Yeah, you
he's
have to
just
have the
working for a
warrior
pay.
mentality. To give the Daggies credit, they kind of do that. They're like, we go train and that's all we do. Like Neil's he was like bringing, I remember like last year to the Canada card. Yeah, he has his wife and kid out, like newborn kid and her toddler running around. It's like, it's distracting, right? You need to be like a warrior mindset, but you're kind of like softening up because your wife and kid are around, right? It's going to throw your focus off a little bit, right? I think he has 4 kids. I saw some Honey interviews. It's like, you can't blame the man. He's thinking about his family. He's thinking about his life, right? it's probably hard for him to focus as much. But even with all that, maybe we're wrong on that. But like if the chin's going too, right, there's not a whole lot you can do about that, sadly.
Yeah, and in a way, this helped Saint Denis too. He didn't take damage, so I kind of
Yeah, he
feel
could fight
like, I mean,
tomorrow. He fought like 10 seconds.
well, here's the thing, you guys. He could fight on the White House card in a way, right? You could throw him on there, bottom of the main card, have him face somebody, right? He's an exciting fighter still. He's kind of a wild card. Poirier whooped his
Yeah,
ass,
he's an
but Poirier
entertaining
is not
fighter.
long.
Yeah, he is. But yeah, having a Frenchie on the White House card, I don't know, on the White House lawn, no. It'd be all right, yeah. But yeah, there's not a whole lot more to say about that. That really happened in like 10 seconds. Yeah, like in that was the start of the card. So we had three knockouts right in a row, and like it was like, whoa, this card's crazy. Like within 1 to 2 rounds, all three fights, it was like blazing through the main card. Well, I was like, oh, I hope a fight goes longer, but I jinxed myself because I know it was Shevchenko just like laying on Weili for 5 rounds, and same thing with Islam. But I didn't watch it, but I know you watched it, brother, the Bo Nickel fight. So you wanna talk about that, rev that up?
Yeah, you missed this one, and I was sad you missed it because we actually had the last fight on the prelim, so we actually had another knockout right before the main card, and surprisingly, this was a head kick knockout from Bo Nickel.
Oh, was
Like
it?
I
Okay.
really was shocked by that.
Oh, he's been training and learning. Yeah. You gotta learn some MMA, not just grappling.
Although little bitch boy Bo Nickel, this guy was I think older, and he also was kind of like just letting him hit him. It was like he was an easy matchup for him. It was like a tune-up fight, so I kind of feel like
Hmm.
Uncle Dana was trying to protect his little Bo Nickel, gave him kind of a tune-up fight. Like he was a lot faster. The other guy had like no answers for him. So I kind of felt like it was a gimme fight. Like, okay, just like give him like he came up a loss, he fought the Ritter, he took a risk to like give him an easy fight. So I think he was kind of a cherry picked, I feel like, for this fight. Like I wasn't it was a good knockout, but I wasn't impressed by his competition. Like I felt like even Joe Rogan said something like, yeah, Bo's so fast and the guy can't take him down because the other guy's more of like a jujitsu guy.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a good matchup for him, right? Jiu-jitsu versus a really good grappler, so he's not going to be able to really take him down. Yeah, I think you're right on that. I'm looking him up. Age 36, Rodolfo Vieira. Yeah, I think you're right. They probably did that. I mean, the Riddler was a big step up in competition. He was a one double champ, and he only like lost two fights over there. This when it was to the same guy that like could beat him, right? So he's a very good fighter. So yeah, in retrospect, I do wish I watched it because a lot of the main card was kind of a snooze fest.
Yeah, and I wanted to see Bo lose just to be like, you little bitch boy, you quit again. But like
Well,
he
he
won.
Yeah, like he's someone he's kind of like Islami shit on him, but he has potential. Like he could be champ, Bo Nickel, right? Is that and he's new to MMA, right? It'd be give him a few more years, right? He could be a champ. Like he needs to work on his overall game, right? Like he's got the grappling down. He just needs to become more complete of a fighter. He needs experience,
Yeah.
right? Like it takes, you gotta that fight time, you gotta learn, gain the experience. He's gaining it, so that's good for him. He won, I guess. He got humbled by the Riddler and he got put on the prelims, but I guess after this win, he could come back on the main card.
Well, here's the thing, you guys. The one flower I have to give him is no one knew he had head kick KO power before this, and now everyone has to worry about this. Watching tape on him, and he did like like he timed it. He did kind of Leon Edwards throw a fake left hand or right. He did the same side kick, which is unusual. It's been happening more. So the danger with a guy like Bo Nickel is you have to watch three things. You have to watch his takedown. You have to watch his head kick KO, and he actually has decent striking. He might hurt you, so it's a lot of weapons to watch out for. So I kind of got to give him his flowers in that regard, where it's like, okay, like you're more of a threat now to people with that head kick. Like it's kind of a surprising thing from a wrestler type guy. So like that is kind of intriguing. Like, okay, like you actually kind of upped your game. And here's the most interesting part about that. He didn't throw a single head kick until that moment. So the guy wasn't expecting it. Tyson Fury did that in boxing to
Dude, a head
Dillian
kick, my
White. Same
God, it
thing.
didn't cancel the fight.
You know,
He threw an
if you,
elbow against Nagano.
yeah, Tyson Fury's a smart boxer. He threw an uppercut. He didn't throw it for like a ton of rounds. He did the same thing. Like he's I gotta respect Bo Nickel for strategy. he didn't show it up. I think this happened in the third round, I believe. So he didn't throw a single head kick all the rest of the fight. So you're not expecting that. That's why it
Yeah,
was so
I
good.
I want to expect that from Bo Nickal. That's impressive. I wish I watched the fight. I'll watch it afterwards. But yeah,
Yeah, it's actually a sad state of affairs. You missed this one.
no, he shouldn't. If he didn't lose it earlier, he wouldn't have been put on the prelims. I would have seen it. So
Yeah, he
he's
got
climbing his way
demoted.
back up though. But yeah, I guess we'll move into the next one, which is actually, oh yeah, I know. It's gonna be Tracy Cortez versus Aaron Blanchfield. I didn't watch it. Women's MMA.
Well,
Let me
actually,
see if a
this
normal
is what
person can
happened.
submit a professional UFC fighter. No, wait, oh my God. Wait, oh, Chris. How am I so- The shoulder in the shoulder hurts. Oh, yeah. Now let's see how fast a professional UFC fighter can submit a normal person. God, that's it. How'd you get this?
Yeah, I mean,
So
men of culture. That's why you're watching this video. Probably more entertaining than the fight, I'm assuming.
yeah, let's actually from for the men of culture, I'll share something nice with you guys. We'll keep talking with this for you guys. Um,
Uh-oh. YouTube will shut her channel down. Let's see.
but here's the thing, guys. Oddly, you didn't watch this fight either, but I did. She actually got submitted by Aaron Blanchfield. So even though she's Mrs. Expert on the ground, she got fucking rear naked choked by Aaron Blanchfield. So it was like a weird foreboding thing about how fast can I tap you out? You got tapped,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Marion Blanchfield, I've seen a couple of her fights. She is a good grappler, right? So like if there she's kind of like a Bo Nickal, you're that much better in grappling. If you're not primarily jiu-jitsu specialist, she could get her in position to like do it, right? It's kind of like Islam versus Oliveira. Oliveira on paper is a better jiu-jitsu specialist, but since Islam's such a better grappler, right? It negates it. So yeah, it would have been
Yeah,
maybe it would have been more mildly interesting than the Chinchenko fight, but I'm still happy I missed it.
here's what's
I mean,
interesting though. Apparently, Tracy Cortez has never been finished in the UFC before. So
okay.
this is the first time she was finished.
Okay, I mean it happens though. The more you're gonna fight, so
Yeah, and it's kind of funny to watch the fight because Tracy's all like she looks all pretty. She probably had lashes on to look like she had makeup, like she looks all sexy or whatever. So it's kind of like the Mackenzie Dern effect, and like even right now where like her butt showing and it's saying, "Oh, Tracy," because like being a drama, it's like there's kind of a sexualization of Tracy Cortez. She's like another MMA hottie, and so
well,
like
yeah,
I could feel like
she does it on purpose though. She knows what she's doing.
she knows what she's doing, but I feel like Uncle Dana was sad. I think because it was kind of like if Tracy won that fight, it's good for the UFC, but like now Tracy by losing that fight, it kind of sets her back professionally a little bit. So it was kind of that it was an interesting fight. It was here's the sad part. I enjoyed this fight way better than the Shevchenko fight. This was way better. There was action. They were fighting. You weren't sure. Aaron Blanchfield couldn't even get a takedown the first round. Like it was
Okay.
Cortez was actually beating the shit out of her most of the fight. So it was actually oddly this should have been the number two on the main card. This was a way better fight.
Yeah,
Actually, I
but I
got to
mean
give him
that's the
credit.
thing with the sport. You can't predict exactly what's gonna happen. I figured with Chinchenko could go that way with the grappling, but yeah, yeah, the championships news fest though. We had two of them. But yeah, like
And
it's crazy. Like remember the Tom Aspinall card that ended up having a bunch of crazy stuff happening to talk about. Like this one is kind of like it's like a bunch of cool KOs and then boredom.
and yeah, I got to give the UFC camera guys credit. They did show a lot of Tracy's ass in this fight, so I was like, okay, they know what they're doing over there.
But yeah, yeah, I'm still happy I missed it though.
I didn't mind because it was like two fights before. It was like it wasn't long before Bo Nickal, so it kind of worked out. I'm like, all right, I wanted to see the Bo Nickal fight, so I'll watch this one as well.
Yeah, makes sense. But yeah, I guess we should move into our next thing. I know you guys just want to look at her ass. He wants to shut up and just look. Well, you can pause the video.
Yeah, I mean, she has a nice ass. I mean, come on. But this fight was an amazing fight. I just by chance saw this fight because I wasn't really watching the prelims, but I kind of got caught. I started watching in the middle of the second round.
Brother,
Apparently, this guy,
You know what's funny? They look like Timu or Temu versions of Clay Guda and like Ben Henderson a little bit.
They do.
But continue.
That should be the title of this section. Is that Clay versus Ben Henderson?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like the new versions. And the thing about like this fight, it was they were both warriors. I mean, I'm gonna be watching. I knew about Wellmaker a little bit before, but apparently Ewing took this fight on 48 hours notice.
Oh,
Like
really?
yeah, he had to rush around, get medicals. He talked about it in his post-fight interview. Like he had to rush around to even get like sanctioned. And this is his debut. So this is the first fight in the UFC he took on 48 hours notice, which is
Which one is
insane.
that? I didn't watch it just so I know.
The white guy here, his name's
Oh, okay.
Ewing, last name's Ewing.
Okay.
So so he like he kind of gave me Conor McGregor vibes. He was lighting up the other dude, but the other dude actually the Ben wannabe Ben Henderson was lighting him up back. Like it was a kind of a war. However, Ewing was getting the better of the exchanges in the I don't know what happened first round, but for sure he won the second and third rounds from what I saw from that middle of the second half of the second round. So like he was for his UFC debut, they're both a little slower. They both are a little less technical. But I mean, if I didn't know, if they weren't on the prelims and Dana had put them on the main card, I wouldn't have thought they were like amateurs. They were fighting really well. It was a really great fight. I want to see both of them again. Like I'll be watching for these two.
Okay. Yeah. Like I don't always watch the prelims. Sometimes I regret it. But yeah, I guess I should watch that fight, sounds like.
Yeah, you missed out on this prelim. It was better than the main card. The three, honestly.
Yeah. Probably it wouldn't take much. Probably just that one fight alone is probably better than the whole main card.
Yeah, it was. I need to start. I guess I need to start watching more prelims, but it sucks sometimes because you don't get this. And then the one time I don't watch a prelim like this time, then I should have been watching more fights. Maybe there's other stuff I missed. So I guess I need to start. I won't watch I refuse to watch early prelims, but I need to probably start watching prelims.
Yeah, sometimes, right? Sometimes you don't want to spend that whole chunk of time watching it.
Yeah, agreed.
But yeah. Oh, I think I know what the next thing is we want to talk about.
Yeah. So let's talk about this whole John Pork thing. So apparently is this guy's name on the left here that's not Islam, or it might be the right how it's viewing. His name is like Chonkla, and that's like
Oh, or
the
so, yeah, I
re
think you're right. Yeah.
yeah, it's like the region in Dagestan, like Chunklu. And so, but apparently the way it was said, it sounded like John Pork, like the people. And so then, like, it went like viral, and this guy has like 1 million followers, and he had to shut off the comments because people kept calling him that. And then in person, people were like, "Oh, John Pork," and like here Islam's like stop calling him this. It actually makes them upset. So like now the MMA community is like so retarded. They're like, no, we're gonna call it more because you don't like it. It's like it's gone like viral. This is what I hate sometimes about the MMA community. It's like we do some stupid thing
Yeah,
and it has to go viral.
because I was watching the pressers and like they're all cheering John Pork and all this stupid shit, and like I'm like, what the fuck is that? And then so I didn't even find out till today, and like I Googled about it, and like this is like kind of the stupidest shit ever. Like, because they're like, oh, it name sounds like John Pork, and I look up the meme, it's just like it's a pig guy meme, and it's like skibidi toilet, bruh, like type of shit. It's like really really stupid. It's like like they just keep calling him it. Like, and for their culture, it makes no sense either. It's actually kind of offensive for their like religion to be calling him like pork. Like they don't mean it that way, right? It's like an innocent thing, but it's just a stupid thing. I thought it'd be funnier to be honest. Like, oh, his thing kind of sounds like a stupid meme. Like, it's like in his hometown with Skibidi Toilet. They're like, look, it's Skibidi Toilet. It's really stupid. But I don't know, it made him popular. Then it's like sign him. He's got a meme quality about him.
Yeah, it's like calling a fundamental Christian like you're John Devil. Like it's like it actually matters to these guys, and
I
like
honestly I
apparently.
feel bad for him actually because it must be annoying as fuck. It's really stupid. It's like dumb as fuck.
But Uncle Dana likes it. I think he's in some other org where he's like a Muay Thai 3-time world champ. He's like a really, really good fighter. So it might actually kind of work for him to get him into the UFC.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he's good probably if he's training with Islam and all them.
But we sometimes with the MMA community, we have like the most retarded fan base of all time. Like we
But
get
not
like
our
really
viewers. Let's make that clear. Not our 17 subscribers are the smartest geniuses, rocket scientists in all the land. And if you're not subscribed, you can join them. All right. But if you're unsubscribed, you're who we're talking about. So subscribe. Continue.
yeah, I include us in that, because I think to be an MMA fan, you kind of have to be a little off kilter. Just part, it goes with the territory. It's kind of a niche sport. Like,
Yeah.
most people watch boxing, most people watch other stuff. Like,
We like
like
to
me and
watch people
my
get punched in the face. There's something wrong with us.
well, most people watch football. They watch, and if they do watch a combat sport, it's usually boxing is a big,
You know
right?
what's good about fighting? It's a real thing. It's almost not a sport, right? Like that's why I don't even watch baseball or football. It's like, oh, he puts the ball in the hoop, or he runs the ball and he crosses the field with it. Yay! Versus like fighting is a real, it's like a evolutionary thing, fight or flight, right? It's something, it's about survival, right? It's like if you're good at fighting, you survive, or the other guy doesn't, right? It's like that's why it's more entertaining. It's like a real visceral thing. It's almost beyond a sport, right? I should work for you, Dana White and UFC shilling this shit. But like that's why I think people like it, you know?
Yeah, I agreed. And it's like I think you have to be. There are casuals in our sport, which a lot of people are, but I feel like most people eventually become hardcore fans because you get into it. There is those bases of
So
people
that's
that
so
kind of
hard.
only
You know,
watch.
I'm probably a half casual, half hardcore. Like we have some good analysis because been watching so many years, but like I'm not gonna sit there and watch their I'm not like was that Theo Vaughn, that comedian? He like shows up and he's like there before the early prelims, he watches every fight. I don't want to spend like my whole day watching, right? But I watch the main card, I watch a couple of the prelims if I know the fighters type of thing, right? It's nice in that regard too that like you can pick and choose when to watch versus it's like baseball and you gotta watch like a million games per season type of thing.
Yeah, and I like the fight nights because, like, like the Ritter fight night we watched, obviously, or like at least a,
Yeah. You
some
could
of. So,
Yeah, you could pop in for a fight or two and be out of there. Like, you know what I mean? You could just spend like 20 minutes an hour or less and just be like, oh, I got to watch it. I don't waste my whole night. It's nice.
yeah, it's the beauty of the sport. I enjoy the fight nights for that reason because Uncle Dana, they used to be way better back in the day. But at least Uncle Dana puts at least one fight you want to watch, usually maybe two, maybe three if you're lucky. I was kind of watching before my brother back in like the tough days. I was watching a ton of MMA back in like 2014. Like I was kind of the Spike TV era of like that's when I was really getting into it. And like I was a true casual back then, but like, I was lucky to be around during some of the fun stuff. So it's kind of like it's kind of fun to see that we're progressing and we're getting the John Pork nonsense sometimes in a way because it shows we're viral enough now. We're big enough for Parallel Plus. We're big enough for the White House. It's kind of great to see that like we used to be basement dwellers in a way as MMA community. Like no, like we were cage fighting. We were like fucking cockfighting. Like people were like, oh, like this is bad. Like don't, like John McCain
It's
was like that.
become
That's
accepted mainstream now that people are like, yeah, you like fighting a little bit, but it's not like they think you're a piece of shit, like you said, right? It's like, it's a sport, like to people finally.
Yeah, getting on ESPN was the smartest move Uncle Dana could have done because it was like it legitimized the sport and put
Mickey
us up
Mouse
there with all
approved.
the other sports.
Yeah, Mickey Mouse approved. We'll fuck up the company. But yeah, that's probably, we can move on from the stupid John Forgan bullshit. I hope it kind of dies down. It's probably not. It's probably going to only increase.
It's not. It won't.
But
But
yeah,
yeah, we'll move on. We'll move on to boxing. This is
yeah, we don't
inaugural.
normally talk about this. But my brother's really into boxing. I've always kind of been about it. I kind of want to get into it, but the couple boxing fights I've watched, I just like, I don't know. It's not as fun for me as MMA. But we'll get to the clip.
We'll get to the clip. This is for everyone that doesn't know. This is Eubanks Jr. versus Conor Benn #2. So I'm just gonna play the highlights right now.
See the double trump stoppage. Conor Ben just put the finishing touches. The Brooks Ben. Simply you were Julia trying to survive. Here comes a real good ladies do that, Ben. You shooting trouble all 20 seconds. Okay. Tropical Science Champion, Della twice, and welcome to the distance, Colombian.
Yeah, so basically I exposed my brother to this. It's a legacy fight. Their fathers fought years and years ago, decades, 20 years ago. They fought each other twice, and Eubank Senior beat Conor's father. And so this is like a legacy fight. And then this is the second last time Eubanks won. So this time Conor Benn won by decision. But it was, overall a boring fight. This happened what I just showed happened in the 12th round.
Yeah, I mean, as someone that's new to boxing, I'll admit I'm complete noob, complete boxing casual, don't really watch it at all. But the few bouts I've seen, and you showed me some other one a few months ago, it's supposed to be some big one. And like, I don't know, I just compared to MMA, I just find it kind of boring because like they can just exploit the rule set way too much. Like Eubank Jr., the one with the yellow shorts, right? Like every time he get almost hit, he would just hug the other guy. Like it was more grappling than some MMA fights I've seen. Every single time, it was just like, I'm gonna hug you, ref separate. I'm gonna hug you, ref separate. No punishment, no stopping it. It seems to be just accepted in this sport. So it's like boxing isn't even boxing. They don't even box half the time. It's literally like, I'm gonna grab you as soon as I have a threat of being punched. It's like, well, then what the fuck is the sport, right? Like it should be like a punishment every time you hug or something. Like it's like blatant. It's not like accidental, right? There's a difference and you can tell. Like Eubanks is like putting him in headlocks and he went for a straight up like double leg at one point. Like grabbed him on the hips and shit. Like it was like as someone new to boxing, it was pretty crazy to see. Like you can't blame Ben. He was actually trying to punch. But Eubanks' whole strategy was just like grab him, run away, grab him. Like he barely threw like five punches the whole fight. So like I don't know. I was getting bored. I was like kind of waiting for it to be over. And this is like one of the top fights, you know. I guess I heard their first fight was like more of a entertaining thing. But some as a casual, I'm only really interested in watching heavyweight, I feel like, because like with the knockout power, because with all this hugging that's allowed in boxing, it's like pretty boring. Because in MMA, it's like if you did some stupid crap, like there's some way to deal with it. Oh, you're gonna like just hold on to me while I elbow you, or I'll knee you, or I'll take you down. But with this, it's like, oh, I've been hugged. Nothing I can do. I'm defenseless. Like until they separate you. Yeah. What is your response to that and to defend the boxing community there, brother?
You're not wrong in a lot of ways. And here's the thing, you guys, like as subscribers and commenters, if you want to see more boxing content, we can cover it. If you hate it, let us know. But to my brother's point here, the first fight was a fucking war. That's why I was hyped for the second fight. There is a rehydration clause for Eubanks Jr. because he's heavier in weight, and so I could kind of tell. And I think even the announcers after the fight were like, "Yeah, it looked like he didn't show up. He looked slow and drained." And so, I think if they're gonna do a third one here, you can't have a rehydration clause. Nobody wants to see that. But I don't think Conor Benn is going to do it because his promoter, Eddie Hearn, was like, oh no, we're like moving back down to 147. We're not doing this again. So they're going to make Eubanks Jr. chase it. And I think they would probably say if you want a rematch, it's the same condition. So I think it's kind of over. But it was a great fight because this is the first time in 35 years that a Ben has ever beaten a Eubank. So it was like I think they want to run away with that win. And like, it was kind of a legacy thing. It's pretty cool to have the sons have this rivalry now that their fathers had the rivalry prior. It was kind of a cool legacy kind of freak show element to it. 50 Cent was fucking coming out with Eubanks Jr.'s doing like a mini concert. It was, it was pomp and that kind of like dog and pony show sort of stuff. Like it was, I don't necessarily regret watching it, but I'm not like gonna watch the next one unless something changes. Like it's kind of like the Weili Shevchenko thing. Like I'm not watching this again unless something drastically changed. Like I would only watch Weili Shevchenko if like Shevchenko dropped down to 115 to fight. It's kind of a similar situation here. This was like stupid in a lot of ways. And my brother calls us out about MMA Guru says this of like they're fucking fighting with pillow hands and hugging. There is that element. So I can't argue that point sometimes.
Yeah, like even with but you could see they have the striking skill, right? Some of the things they did was good when they actually did box. Like Ben did some crazy like uppercut sideways, and their movement's great and stuff. But they all have it built in. Hug. As soon as you're in trouble, hug, and then it's not boxing anymore. It's like a weird. And then the rounds were 2 minutes, so it was like you saw most of the round was hugging, and you saw like a few punches, and they get to sit down, and they get up and they start hugging again. It was like really, you know, there's those silly Jake Paul fights and stuff, and they did a bunch of hugging. I'm like, maybe that's just the silly Jake Paul fights, but it seems like this is a problem in boxing. Like maybe the rules need to change with that. It's like maybe you get a warning, you start getting points as soon as you start doing that. Like when it's blatantly intentional, right? I know it happens that your arms get entangled, but like Eubanks Jr. was just doing it every time on purpose, like dozens and dozens of times, right? It was just like, oh, I was just like looking at my phone. I was getting kind of bored. The British announcers yelling in British was more entertaining to me than like a lot of the fight. But I'm not into boxing, right? You know, I'd watch it occasionally, but like I think only heavyweights only like Tyson Fury and Usyk. I would watch that, right?
Yeah, and to your point, the pressers and the face off on DAZN was way more interesting than the fight. And here's the thing, you guys, like Eubanks is expecting twins, like, and so I think he's kind of doing the Charles Oliveira before the babies came, where it's like he's not committed, he doesn't have anything to fight for, he doesn't have a family to feed. He's, even Conor Benn was making fun of him before the fight. Like, I see you in the casinos, I see you, like eating caviar, doing fancy stuff, like kind of not training. So I kind of feel like
He did
Eubanks
point
could come
out that he
back from
had that
this.
injury, maybe Eubanks at the end. He didn't say what it was, but he said, "Oh, I've had some things bothering me," and blah blah blah. Maybe it's an excuse, but the way he looked in there, maybe he's telling the truth, though.
Yeah, that plus the rehydration clause. So I kind of feel like nobody wants to see this fight again, really, unless something changes. Although I could see the trilogy happening only because of Turkey El Sheik or whatever. Like he pays so much money that like he gets these fights made. So I wouldn't be surprised for a trilogy, but I don't think I could watch unless the rehydration clause changes. Because like I respect Canelo when he went up before, he didn't like when he fought Bivol, there was no rehydration. Like he, I kind of respect that more. So Conor Bann's a little shitbag a little bit. Like, you have to fight me so your brain can get a fucking concussion because you're not rehydrated yet. Because your brain takes like 24 hours or more to get like fully rehydrated. So it's kind of like you're weight draining him and making him more prone to get hurt. So I kind, but I can respect it because it's like it's a compromise with the weight difference. But yeah, it was sad to have my brother watch us and shit on it. And I can't argue with him that much.
Yeah, it was not your fault. I blame
Damn boxing.
But yeah, I think that's about good to wrap it up. So yeah, if you like our content, give us a subscribe. We make reactions to every main fight card and fight nights if we find them interesting. We'll kind of skip the crappier ones, like there was the one week before this type of thing, and but potentially boxing. So yeah, subscribe, you folks.
Yeah, and if you guys like bare knuckle boxing, you want us to Muay Thai, you want us to cover the one, Rod Tang and one sort of stuff. You guys want that? Let us know.
Yeah, give us some feedback. You hate us, you love us. All right, see you, YouTube. Subscribe, you fuckers.
Come on, subscribe, don't hold back, or we gonna get Nate to hit you with a Stockton slap. You can trust us, we ain't like DC on a scale. Smash! Subscribe, don't fail, cause if you don't, we'll get John Jones to poke your eye so hard, you're gonna have to start